morning, student. Welcome back in this class. I hope you are healthy and safe at your home. This is the class 9 subject social science, and today we are going to start new chapter number 5th of civics. And the topic name is working of institution, and this is the lecture 1. Student, this chapter we will cover in 4 to 5 lecture, and in this chapter we will learn about working of different institutions, such as in democratic country there are three organs of the government, such as legislative, executive and judiciary. So student, let's start. And firstly, today we are going to cover some topic. First topic, we will discuss about introduction of this chapter, and after that we will discuss about the decisions makers, and after that we will discuss about the importance of political institution, and after that we will discuss about parliament and the functions of the parliament, and after that we will give some question in your homework. So student, let's start. And firstly we will discuss about introduction. And in India there are three major institutions, and they are very important for a democratic country, and it is also called three organs of the government. First is legislative, second is executive, and third is judiciary. Legislative includes the parliamentary system. Legislative includes president, Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha means lower house and Rajya Sabha means upper house. And executive means they execute and implement the law made by the legislative, and it includes prime minister and the all minister. And after that we will discuss about judiciary. Judiciary includes Supreme Court, High Court and lower court. So student, these are three organs of the government, are very important for a democratic country. So in this chapter we will learn about different function and different work of different institutions, such as prime minister, work of prime minister, president. Okay, and after that we will discuss about Lok Sabha, Rajya Sabha and the judiciary system. So student, let's start. And after that we will discuss about, firstly we will discuss about process of taking a major policy decision. Many people includes in decision making, and a major policy decision is taken through a government order. And to know the process of taking a major policy decision, it is important to know about the government order and it is issuing. Means with the help of government order we can implement some laws and major policy for the country. And what step should be taken to taking a major policy decision? So first we will discuss about a government order. A government order means issuing of a government order. When a government order is a written direction on an issue signed by a government authority. When a government authority sign some written document and they provide some guidelines and they published some order, it was called government order. And it is also called office memorandum because it was issued by central government. Such example, Government of India in 1990 on 13th August, and they take a final decision, and it allow 27% reservation of socially and educationally backward classes in civil post and services under the Government of India. So it was called office memorandum because it was issued by the government, and it is also called government order because it was signed by a government authority, government officers. And after that, controversy over the order. Controversy means some violation, some protest against some order, and the controversy over the order means the issuing of order sometime lead the countrywide protest. Many people, they were against the policies and rule made by the government. So some of the protests are violent. As a result, issue become the most debated in the media with different views and opinion. So this order become the controversy, and many people, they were against such order of the government. Appeal to stop implementation of order. When many people, they were against the government policies and government laws, so they can appeal to stop implementation of such order. Some person and association file a number of cases in court against the order, against the government order, so they can appeal to declare the order invalid and stop its implementation. They can appeal in Supreme Court, they can stop the implementation of such order. Next, court intervention and modification in order. Supreme Court or High Court and the judiciary system examine the constitutional validity of the order and modify it if there is any violation of constitutional provision. If Supreme Court and the High Court judge, they examine the constitutional validity, if they find any fault and any violation in constitution, then they can change the government order and the decision of High Court also. So by these method, they can change the major decision policy, and with the help of appeal in Supreme Court, they can change the they can change the implementation of the government order. So by these method, these are the process of taking a major policy decision, and many people, they were involved in major decision making in the country. They were involved in such as legislative, executive and judiciary. So the government order become a official memorandum after the signed of government officers. Next student, the decision maker. Many people involved in decision making in our country, and the most important president, and the first decision of the country is called president. And president, he is the head of the state and he is the highest formal authority in the country. And after that, prime minister, he is the head of the government and actually exercise all government power. Means all important decision executed by the prime minister, and he takes most of the decision in the cabinet meeting. So prime minister is the head of the government, but president, he is the head of the statement and the highest formal authority in the country. And the most important decision maker is the president and prime minister. Next, parliament. Parliament has the supreme power of the country, and it consists of the president, and it includes two houses such as Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. Lok Sabha, it is called lower house, and Rajya Sabha it is called upper house. So there are different people, they were includes in the major decision making such as president, prime minister and parliament, and they take major decision for the country, and they implement the laws and policies for the welfare of the country. After that, Mandal Commission report. This incident was the Lok Sabha election on 1919, and when the Mandal Commission report, according to the Mandal Commission report, and the government of India has appointed the Second Backward Classes Commission in 1979, and it was known as Mandal Commission. It was called Mandal Commission, and the head was BP Mandal. BP Mandal, and it formed a commission for Second Backward Class Commission, and it was formed in 1979. And the according to the Mandal Commission report in 1980, and they made recommendation. They wanted to some reservation for Second Backward Class Commission. Second Backward Class Commission means Schedule Backward Class Commission. And the commission recommended 27% of reservation in government job for the socially and educationally backward classes. And this demand made by Mandal Commission and head by BP Mandal in 1979. And after that, on 6th August 1990, a formal decision for implementation of the Mandal Commission report was taken by the cabinet of the Janata Dal government under the leadership of VP Singh. And this Mandal Commission report was taken by the Janata Dal government, and the Janata Dal government leader was VP Singh, and they had provided 27% reservation of social economy backward class, and under the leadership of VP Singh. After that, the Prime Minister informed both the houses such as Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha about the decision, and the decision of the cabinet was sent to the Department of Personnel and Training, and they take final decision, and the decision of the cabinet sent to the Department of Personnel and Training, and the senior officer of the department drafted an order in line with the cabinet decision and the minister approval, and government officers signed the order on the behalf of central government. So by this process, some laws has been implemented after the approval of the central government. So 27% reservation provided to socially and economic backward class. After the Mandal Commission, because they wanted to provide some reservation to socially economy backward class. Next, need of political institution. In a democratic country, we need some political institution, because student, political institution are the arrangements made in the democrats to take and implement decision. So see what is wrong and what is right in case of dispute regarding the decision. So in a country, we need some political institution. And student, the Prime Minister in our country, the major decision taken by a Prime Minister, President and the Parliament. And the Prime Minister and the Cabinet Minister. Prime Minister and the Cabinet are the important institution that take all important policy decision. And they formed some important decision for the country. So we need of a political institution for a democratic country. And after that, the civil servant means IAS, IPS officers working together are responsible for taking steps to implement the minister decision. After the legislative means the decision taken by the legislature, and after that the IPS officer, IAS officer, then the civil servant they work together, and they are responsible for taking the implement for minister decision. And after that, the judiciary. And judiciary means the Supreme Court and High Court is an institution where dispute between citizen and the government are finally settled. So these are three functional of the government, such as legislative, executive, and judiciary. So in a democratic country, we need political institution, because the government, because in our country, in a democratic country, government is responsible for ensuring security of its citizen and providing facility for education and health to all. It is the responsibility of the government to provide education and health to all. And the government collects taxes and spend the money thus raised on administration, defense, and development program also. And the government formulate and implement some welfare scheme for the country, and they implement the major decision for the country. So in a democratic country, we need some institution. They take major decision for the country. It includes prime minister, president, judiciary, and the civil servant, because they work together and take major decision for the country. And the Supreme Court is an institution, they where dispute between government and the state to state government and the citizen and the government to settled all dispute. And next, student, institution involves rules and regulation. Institution means it includes rules and regulation, and all ministers, all person, they must follow the rules and regulation, because which limit the authority of the leaders. Without the function or task assigned to political institution, the democracy cannot work. Before the if in a democracy we need some political institution, because they limit the authority of the leader, and without the political institution there is no work in democracy. And institution make it difficult to have a good decision taken very quickly. It is impossible to take this decision very quickly, because many people, they have different thought and different opinion, but they also make it equally difficult to rush through a bad decision. Thus, the democratic government favor institution. So, to take a major and a powerful decision for the country, so a democratic government favored institution, and institution includes such as legislative, executive, and judiciary. So, to run the country, we need some political institution, and they can sit together and take a collective decision for the country. After that, the parliament, the supreme power in the hands of the parliament, and parliament consists of president, Lok Sabha, and Rajya Sabha. And in all democratic country, we need a supreme power, and a supreme power in the hands of the parliament. In all democracies, an assembly of elected representatives exercise supreme political authority on the behalf of the people. In India, such a national assembly of elected representatives is called parliament. At the state level, it is called legislature or legislative assembly. National Assembly, it is called Sansad. It is also called Sansad and Parliament. And the basis of state level, it is called Legislative Assembly. Okay, and the Parliament includes President, Lok Sabha, and Rajya Sabha House. And after that, in other words, Parliament is a set of people elected regularly by the people of the country after every 5 years, directly through direct elections or indirect elections, such as direct election and indirect elections, such as Lok Sabha election and Rajya Sabha indirect election. And all the decisions taken by the government before implementation are discussed in the parliament. Mean major decisions are taken by the parliament and the member of the parliament, such as the member of Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha, and the final decision taken by the president. And decision can be implemented only after the approval of the parliament. So in a democratic country we need parliament because parliaments provide some basic rules and regulation, and we must follow the rule and regulation, and all decision can be implemented after the approval of parliament. And parliament includes president, Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha member. And in a democratic country we need a parliament because we need a parliament due to the following reason. In a democratic country, because parliament is the final authority for making new laws and changing existing laws in India. Means only in parliament has the supreme power, and they take final authority, they take final decision and decision for the making new laws and the changing laws in India. And in India the control of the parliament over the government is direct and full. Those who run the government take decision only as long they enjoy support of the parliament. Means we can work according to the rule and regulation of the parliament, and the control of the government is taken by only the parliament. So in a democratic country we need a parliament. And after that, parliament controls all the money of the government. In most countries the public money can be spent only when the parliament sanction it after the approval of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha. And parliament control all the money of the government. And parliament is the highest form of discussion and debate on the public issue, because all power in the hands of the highest power in the country in the parliaments, and they discuss and debate on public issue. And parliament can seek information about any matter. Means the member of Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha can check information about any matter. So in a democratic country we need a parliament. Okay, so we should follow rules and regulation of the parliament, because parliament is the highest power in the country, and they control all the money matter and all the power in the hands of the parliament. They control the government and they limit the power of the government. Okay, and the highest form of discussion and debate on the public issue, and they take decision, they formed some policy for the benefit of the country. So student, in a country we need parliament and the political institution for the country. And student, today your homework, first question is, what is SEBC? What is the full form of SEBC? And question number second, who are the major functionaries in India? And question number third, why was the Mandal Commission appointed by the Indian government? And question number fourth, what does the parliament consist of? And student, all question done in your fair notebook and revise topic. Okay, and all question done in your fair notebook. Thank you.